Whenever you look to the stars, think of one of them as my soul.
Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we're going to take a look at the brand new Transformers Studio Series Age of Extinction Optimus Prime. And this figure has to be without a doubt one of the coolest figures Hasbro has released in a very long time. This figure has taken over around 11 years since the original Age of Extinction movie, and it's kind of crazy that they barely got down to this design, but after all, we know the design was really hard, and I think Hasbro has done an amazing job at this figure. So in this video, we're going to take a look at this figure, take a look at the packaging, the figure itself, the transformer, and so on and so forth. So without further ado, let's get started. Now that we have the figure out of the packaging, here's how the packaging does look. I really do like the packaging, it looks really nice. The only thing that's missing is the numbering. Now, don't get me wrong, I do like the package, I really do like the new packaging, but I really wish they would have put the number at least right here or somewhere around here. I mean, they could have, there's so much room, even at the top they could put it. But overall, yeah, I like it, but I feel like it lost its touch. But anyways, on the figure's packaging, I really do like how he looks like on the back. He has really nice product shots of him holding his sword, him utilizing his shield and other sword, him in his vehicle form, and we get a really cool CG render here from the movie. I do like right here that we see his little bio. It says Optimus Prime battles lockdown as he's hunted by cemetery winds. And then right here on the side of the packaging, I do like we get a nice close shot of the character's face, and we get Transformers Studio Series Age of Extinction Optimus Prime, and I really do like plastic windows. So with that being said and done, now let's take a look at the figure. Here we have the figure out of the packaging, and oh my goodness, this thing looks perfect. I really do like how this figure does look like. He looks very nice, matches his CG render in the movie, and honestly, this is Hasbro's first attempt to make a Studio Series version of Night Optimus, and we've been waiting for this for God knows how long, and I really am happy that they finally make this figure, and it looks very nice. I really do like it. Now taking a look at the figure itself, he does have multiple details and a lot of sculpture going along. Now the only little complaint I do have with this figure is of course the backpack, but that is fixable because you can remove the backpack as it is on a mushroom peg and it's easily removable. And the only other little problem I do have is that he looks very unpainted. I really wish they would have added more gunmetal and silver to this figure, and honestly that would be more worth the price point of $55, but pretty much it's really good, and I really do like it, and it's really fun to mess around with and everything. But overall, going back to the figure itself, I really do like all the details we do get from the chest, the waist, to the shins, and to the feet. Look very marvelous. Even the forearms themselves look really nice. They are decked out in red and blue paint and sculpted really well, as well as the arms and the chest as well. We could even see that there is a really tiny little Autobot insignia right there. You can't really see it all that well, but it looks very nice. And then we could also see that the skirt pieces right here are sculpted really nicely, and the shins are painted in silver, and it looks really nice. I really do like the head sculpt as well because it looks really nice. I really wish there was a little bit more paint on it, but however, that's completely fine. I really do like how this figure looks like in general. Now this figure does have quite a few accessories going on. The first one is the sword. Now the sword here looks very nice. He uses the sword to free the Dinobots in Transformers Age of Extinction, and it's really funny that it's included, but I really am glad it is included, and it's a very necessary piece for the Night Optimus Prime, as this is very iconic. He also comes with his Energon blade that he does lose in the film when he is fighting Galvatron, but it's painted in silver. I really wish they would have painted it in orange, glowy orange and silver, but overall looks really nice. And third, we have this shield. The shield has two ways to be used. You could disassemble the entire thing, revealing this little blaster thing, or there are two little ports on this side and two little ports on that side, and you can combine both halves of the shield, and then you get a cleaner look at Optimus Prime shield. And overall, this is how Optimus Prime shield looks like, and it looks very lovely. It looks very nice. It has a 5mm port. You could go on the hand or the forearm of Optimus. And then this little piece is to attach onto the forearm of Optimus, and it's to attach one of these pieces connected with the shield, and then it looks like an overkill weapon. But overall, yeah, this is just like a little piece to combine the other ones. But yeah, it's not really that useful. As far as Optimus Prime's articulation goes, he is very, very well articulated. Just to show you, he does have a head joint, so he can look up, down, tilt side to side, and do a full 360, but kind of obstructed due to the shoulders. On the shoulders, he does have a hinge joint, so he can go up to this far, back to that far, and even his shoulder pad little pieces do have hinge joints, so they can move up and then they can move around, mostly due to transformation, and a more accurate look would having them closer to the body. He does have bicep swivel, so that's really cool. He has double elbow joint. He does have 360 range of motion at the wrist, and he does have articulated fingers, which is very nice. I am so glad they include this with this figure. He does have a swivel joint, looks amazing. The skirt pieces can lift up, just to show you how he moves. That's how he moves. You can kick up to this far, back to that far, do around 90 degrees at the knee. Full 360 swivel at the thigh, looks really nice. He does have a, I think he does have a backwards toe pivot and a frontwards toe pivot and a backwards foot pivot, and he does have an ankle rocker joint. So overall, he has all the articulation needs that any Transformer figure mostly requires nowadays, and I really do like all of these articulation pieces. It makes this figure stand in multiple dynamic poses. Starting off the comparisons, first let's bring in the Dark of the Moon Studio Series Optimus Prime. And this Optimus Prime compared to our new Optimus Prime, they scale around the same size, and this is pretty much accurate to if Optimus Prime did change throughout Age of Extinction. He was in this form and then he turned into this form. I believe this is accurate to how Optimus Prime would appear as well. But overall, yeah, this is how they do scale with one another. This is how Optimus Primal scales next to Optimus Prime, and I really do like the scale because some of the original concept art for The Last Knight depicted an Optimus Primal with Optimus Prime, and honestly, if that would happen, I'm pretty sure this is how it would look like. But overall, yeah, this is how Optimus Primal scales to Optimus Prime. Both leader classes, both $50. Overall, what's the better one? Not sure. Let me know down in the comments. Here we have the High Octane Bumblebee, and finally, I have a figure that could scale and pair with this guy, because this guy was just standing alone on the shelf for the past 3 years without any Optimus Prime or any other Last Knight or Age of Extinction characters, and finally, now that we have Optimus Prime, Bumblebee is no longer alone. And speaking of Bumblebee, here's a bot that's better than him in every way. Here we have the Studio Series Stinger, and honestly, Stinger to Optimus Prime, I feel like this would be a really, really nice scale to how they do appear. And obviously Optimus Prime was killing a bunch of these little drones in the film, so I think this is accurate to how he scales with them. Finally, a scaling I've been very excited for would be the Galvatron and Optimus Prime scaling, as they do have that little showdown on the highway, and it looks very awesome to have both of them here. I really do like posing them as Optimus Prime stabs his Energon blade into his chest. It looks very, very cool. I like recreating these moments, and it looks very nice, both of these figures together. For some rapid fire comparisons, let's bring in Crowbar, Mohawk, Dark of the Moon Bumblebee, Sideswipe, Ratchet, World War II Hot Rod, Wheeljack, or Q, Commander Class Optimus Prime, and finally Megatronus. Now for Optimus Prime's transformation, the transformation is surprisingly simple, so sit back, relax, and enjoy and follow along. here we have Optimus Prime fully transformed into that Western Star truck mode. And honestly, the transformation is actually kind of simple. I actually enjoyed it. You could tell the truck was mainly Hasbro's objective here. I really do love how this truck looks like. It looks very accurate to the Western Star truck. It looks very nice. The paint looks amazing in truck mode. Like I said earlier, they focus more on the truck mode than the robot mode. And honestly, I feel like that kind of was a good thing because the truck mode looks nice. It also comes with the 5mm port, so you can also attach any trailer that you have lying around to this guy. It looks really nice. The details on it look incredible. I really do like the back piece. It looks really nice, as well as the wheels themselves. They look very nice, painted in silver, and they are on pins as well, so it could roll very easily, very fast. It looks very, very lovely. I really do like the front part of the grill. Looks accurate to how he does in the film. The Autobot insignia, the grill right here, all of this painted in silver. The black windows look very nice. The door looks very nice. Everything looks perfect. I really do like how the truck mode looks. Honestly, if there's a pick between robot mode or truck mode, I'd say truck mode because the truck mode looks very, very wonderful. But to make this guy even look more wonderful, let's bring in some other figures. And here's how he scales next to the Studio Series Galvatron. And I feel like the scale is accurate to how they do appear in the movie because the Western Star Trek next to this, I forget what it's called, Freightliner truck, I'm not so sure. I think it is a little bit bigger and it looks accurate, and you can recreate those scenes where Galvatron is pursuing Optimus in that one scene where they fight. But overall, yeah, that looks very, very cool. Yes, the comparison I've been waiting for a really long time was to compare the Studio Series Optimus Prime with the Age of Extinction Bumblebee because both of these figures from the Age of Extinction movie, they look very well with each other and they pair very nicely, and it honestly feels more and more complete. I just wish I had Crosshairs, Hot Rod, and Drift, and Hound will probably be released maybe next year if not the year after, but overall, yeah, I'm really excited for the other figures. I really hope they re-release some or make them more available for fans everywhere because I really want to complete the 2014/2017 Autobot cast because that honestly was one of my favorite casts due to the card forms themselves. But overall, I really do like how these two look. Speaking of an Autobot, I did want to bring in our Studio Series speaking of an Autobot, I did want to bring in our Studio Series Sideswipe. And Sideswipe to Optimus Prime, this figure looks very wonderful. Both are painted really nicely. Like, I really do like the scale. It looks very nice. I really do like seeing both of these vehicle modes, and they are pretty much one of my most favorite vehicle modes in the entire Transformers franchise. I really do like Sideswipe, Optimus, Bumblebee, Ironhides, and Dino's Ultra modes with Mirage, and it looks really, really cool to have these in the shelf. Finally, here we have Stinger. And Stinger to Optimus Prime, same thing. You can see how he scales. I believe this is accurate to a Pagani and a Western Star truck. And honestly, I really do like the scale, and it looks accurate to the movie as well. Now, I really do like that Optimus Prime does have multiple areas where you can store his weapons. First off, you could store the sword on the side right here. Then you could store the shield, the long sword, and even the little piece that holds them together right here. So overall, you could have an overkill look at this figure, and it still looks very, very wonderful. So, some final thoughts for the Transformers Studio Series Age of Extinction Optimus Prime. This figure, without a doubt, has to be the best Optimus Prime figure for Age of Extinction and the Last Night version of this character. I really do like how this character looks. He looks very screen accurate to how he does appear. The paint in the vehicle mode is amazing. Now, my only little complaint is the paint on the robot mode and the unpainted sword and kind of shield. I really wish they would have painted it a little bit more, but other than that, it looks phenomenal. The sculpt work looks amazing. I really do like all the pieces. I did want to mention that the forearms, I think they are how the designers mentioned pre-Judgment Sword moment, so I guess the Last Night version is going to have different sculpt work on the forearms, but overall, I am really excited for the next figure, which is going to be the same sculpt, except the only difference would be the forearm piece and the base plate being different, but other than that, that's pretty cool. I really do like how this figure articulates. He ejaculates very well. He scales very accurately with the rest of the figures and the cast. I really do like it. It looks like this character literally hops off the screen and came into a toy. It looks very, very perfect. This figure costs around $55 to $50 on Target, Amazon, Walmart, etc. And I really do recommend for anyone who wants to buy it to purchase it either at Target or Amazon, because Walmart has a tendency to not really pull stuff out on the shelf that much, but recently they have, so I suggest also looking at Walmart. Target does sometimes, but however, I I'd say go to Target more, mostly because you could get deals for gift cards and toy deals as well to get a lower price. But overall, yeah, I really do recommend this figure for anyone who wants to start the Transformers collection and anyone who really is a fan of the Bayverse Optimus Prime model. I really do like this figure. I really hope you guys will like it as well. Now that about wraps up my review. Tell me what you thought of this figure. Do you like it? Do you not like it? And I'll see you guys at our next video. And in the words of Optimus Prime,
Transform and roll out!